I don't know what we're doing. Let's find out. Hoping maybe we can have our first ride here. That was precarious, but we did it. And ooh, we were feral.
The problem with that is it is just the way that it is.
It's just the way that it is.
We were young and we were free and running, never bothered about what could be coming. Every day we danced and life was smiling. We were young and drunk in love.
Happy Monday afternoon. Max has been hard at work on the paddock today.
There was the electrical wire fence was here, so I ran the fence to the wooden fence, putting insulators in there and over there, and then I cut this open and took out all the posts, so I could put a gate.
It is going to continue to work on that paddock with fencing and mowing and weed whacking and whatnot. I am going to go run an errand. I need to pick up our winter blankets from where we had them washed this past year. And then when I get back, probably head into the barn and see what we can get done tonight. All right, I'm back from picking up blankets. I just got done unloading all the equipment Max had in the gator for the fencing that he was doing today. Now I am filling it up with stone dust for the feed room. And we'll see what we can get done for tonight. Look at these crazy clouds. That's kind of fun. We have a grooming stall. It's only 10:40 at night, but we did it just in time before our fall vet appointment tomorrow morning. So we've got cross ties up and a halter hook and a saddle rack. We didn't necessarily need the hook and the hooks and the saddle rack, but I had time. And Max got all the mats down. He built this little box because the concrete's fairly flush and then there's like a little part that jutted out, and he was worried that if he tried to like knock it out of the wall that it would hurt the concrete that continues into this tack room. So built a little box to go around it. I double stained that guy. What is still left to do in here is going to paint that concrete white, and there's just like a little crack at the bottom. Gonna paint white, and then we'll probably put a shelf up on this side so people can put their grooming boxes on. A fan eventually, I think, probably, but it's the fall, don't need to do that now. And oh, and then we got this board up. Max power washed it because there was a bunch of overspray on it, so I'm gonna double stain that one tomorrow. And that's our grooming stall. We'll put like a muck tub and whatnot in here at some point too. Oh, we gotta put the window in. But yeah, there she is. She's so pretty. And then in here, Claire and I got the stone dust in. Max started with the mats, and then Claire and I got this wall double stained, and then some of like the front pieces as well. So what we need to do in here is Max will finish getting the mats done. That door will be repainted at some point. And then the gate needs to be power washed. Oh, it's not there anymore.
I already did it.
Oh, you already did it. It's been power washed. It'll be hung in this opening, and then he'll finish building the wall here. It'll match the height of that guy right there. And then this one will be ready for organizing and hanging my whiteboard. Other than that, Max got a lot of work done on the fencing today, and tomorrow will be another good day. See you then. Happy Tuesday afternoon. We're all in the barn. I don't know what we're doing. Let's find out. I apparently do fencing now. Add that to the list of things I'm learning how to do. So we got the little, I don't know what to call them, fence guys in. And Max got these ropes in, and then I finished with the fence guys down there. We're missing, we need to go by, but we're missing another one of these to finish out the tape at the very far end, which is why there's kind of scrap hanging on the floor. So we're gonna put lines up on that side when Max comes back. He just took the boys inside. They were being obnoxious. Obviously they've messed with their fence there, so we have to fix that. So he brought them inside. So we're gonna get that fence line up. Max will finish the tape once we can buy that last piece. And then I think we are going to try to, as long as the light holds out, just finish this little piece right here. We need to put one more post hole in, and then cut the tops so they're of kind of normal size, and then put all the fencing in. I don't think we're gonna be able to put the tape up on this one because we still need those same pieces. So we're gonna try to get that done tonight so that we can basically call this dry lot done. I just finished taking some garbage out of the barn, so it looks a bit more cleaned up. Max got this whole fence line behind me weed whack cleaned up, and he's just finishing tightening up the top line there. Gorgeous sunset tonight. And then we're gonna head in the barn and start working on stalls and stuff. It is just after 10 p.m. so let's recap before we go in for the night. Got some progress done on the fencing, which is great, and I got the pieces ordered that we were missing so we can finish that top strand. But that's coming along pretty nicely. I got some of the garbage taken out of the barn so it feels just a little bit cleaner, and by some I mean like 6 bags of garbage. Claire got the some of the painting fixes in like the grooming stall here, and then in some of the other stalls. So that looks great, a little bit more complete. But the big project for tonight was getting the feed room to the point where we can actually start using it. So we got the mats in, and then this little end piece finished right there, and I got that stained. The only things that are missing now are finishing this front wall and putting in the gate, but they're not necessary for being able to use this space. And so we're gonna move on to something else that is necessary to bring in more horses, and then we will come back and finish this. So tomorrow I'm taking a half day for the rest of the week. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'll be taking half days. And my goal for tomorrow is to get the feed room organized. Max and I kind of discussed a layout that we want to do. And then I'm going to start unpacking the trailer from the show a couple weeks ago for kind of our day-to-day stuff, so we can start to get that organized. We got a couple of the trunks moved into this tack room today, so mine and Claire's. So that's good. They fit nicely. And then I think tomorrow we're hoping maybe we can have our first ride here. They still need to clean out the indoor and drag it. Maybe Max will be able to get that done in the morning. If not, we'll push riding off for one more day. It's fine, does not matter. But in the grooming stall, we did end up moving a couple of things. So we ended up having to move the saddle rack just a smidge over because we put that board up to finish this end cap. And then Max ended up moving the cross ties just a little bit further back into the stall because when they're up on the beam, the horses tend to walk forward and sit at the end of the cross ties. And they were sitting with this beam right over their heads. And there's plenty of tall space when you're back here. So we just moved them a little bit back and it's deep enough that we have the room for that. So that looks good. So a lot of great progress today. It's nice to see like a completed thing. It feels really good. So now, like I said, organizing, and then we're gonna move on to other stuff, which will probably be finishing up framing and doing this tack room because we have people moving in Saturday that will be needing to use this tack room. And then also finishing up on some of the stalls. We need 2 stalls done by Saturday. So mats and bars and the little front pieces, but everything else is kind of done for them. Stay tuned, see what we can get done. See you tomorrow. Hello, happy Wednesday. I decided to change around my time off for this week, so I ended up working a full day today, but I'm taking all day off tomorrow, and then I'll still keep my half day on Friday. So I am just now headed out to the barn. Max should be home from a lesson here relatively shortly. I've got a whiteboard situation that I'm gonna maybe hang up tonight, depending on what wall we want to put it on, because we either have a complete wall or a completely incomplete one. So we shall see. Turn these lights on. There we go. Lots and lots to do tonight, but I think first things first is we got to get Tack out of the trailer so that Claire and I can ride tonight. I'm walking towards the indoor, and Max has drug it, and he opened the doors. You can see the boys out through that one door. So it looks great. The only thing he didn't get out of here was the cow stanchion because it's too heavy for one person to carry. So I'm gonna help him with that when he gets home. But I'm gonna get my stuff organized and then ride. Probably I need to see when Claire's gonna get here. And then lots of organizing tonight. I think Max is for sure gonna work on construction projects, but I'm gonna start getting things kind of put away. All right, first thing is I got this shelf. Hi, Maxie. Welcome home. I got the shelf. What? Let me turn this off. All right, so I got this shelf loaded up. I think it's gonna fit very nicely in our feed room, and we weren't really using it in the house. I'm just waiting for Max. He's gonna fill the gator up with gas. All right, for now, I got the shelf in there, and looks a little wonky. I need to fix that. And then these placed. This will be a later evening activity to finish, but at least I have those in. For now, now I'm gonna go get my tack. Ooh, that last piece I had to pull out the grooming box there was, let's see if I can even show it. So see that kind of up box? There's one right below it, one of these totes. I had to dig into that one, crawling through and up into that. So that was precarious, but we did it. We got all the immediate stuff out. So I've got my saddle. I grabbed Max's too. I don't know if he's riding today. Probably not. So I just pulled his out though. That little bag is Claire's grooming box. My tack, Lopi's tack from the show. My boots and whatnot are in the front. And then I grabbed out our little step ladder that we use at the shows, but our mounting block is on its way. So we needed something for today. So I got all that. I pulled this out. There's nothing in it. So I'm just gonna leave that here for now. And we'll come back later for other stuff including the freezer, which I think it's gonna be really nasty. You know what? Actually, not too bad. I'm pleasantly surprised by this. I mean, it smells a little musty, but I thought that was gonna be a moldy nightmare. Okay, well, anyway, we're gonna bring in this bit box. I need to deal with that laundry at some point if I want to. Most of it's horse-show laundry anyway, so it's not that pertinent. And then those two huskies right there have some various stuff that we can bring in. And then there's the bin that I had to crawl in to get the grooming box out, also has our wash stuff in it. So we'll need to collect that at some point. And that's the barn stuff. And then at another some point down the road, sometime in October, we're going to take all of this stuff out, all of our show stuff, give it a good clean and a good organize, and then pack it away for next season. So, all right. All right, well, I just got done riding. You back up, Chevy? I'm in Trevor's stall because we only have the one cross tie, so I'm letting Claire use it. But we just got done riding. He was a very good boy. Incredibly quiet for having a week and a half off. But super good. Arena size is great. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. I meant to take a video while I was riding, just kind of walking around, but I was having too much fun and I forgot. So, another day. We got a whole crew here tonight. Claire's going through all her stuff. Maxie is getting stalls done. Taylor and Ryan are doing the boards for in here. I'm gonna start working on the feed room. So it's just about 11:15 tonight. Time definitely got away from me. I did not realize it was that late. So everyone just left. Let's do a recap of what we did today. I didn't get a lot of extra videos because I was kind of running around. We got a lot done. First, got tack and everything brought in from the trailer. So we've got Claire's trunk, Max's trunk for the moment, and then mine. And we put them on little risers. We are going to paint those black. And then got tack kind of organized and hung up for now. Some of the saddles and put some of the show girths over there. Got a lot done on this room today, thanks to Taylor, Ryan, and Max. So got the door hung. And then let me turn on a light. Got a lot of the siding put up, which is, I mean, looks great. So next steps will be to finish the siding, stain this, and get started on the floors. Oh, it looks like they also got the light fixtures in too, so that looks great. I was able to get this organized today, so let's kind of do a walkthrough of it. Hay stacked up over here. The ladder is there for now. That's a little whiteboard situation I have, but it needs to flatten out because it was rolled up, so that's just there for the moment. We're going to store brooms and pitchforks and shovels and all that on that wall, so they're kind of leaned up there for now as a placeholder. We're going to store the unopened bags of grain and then the lime for the stalls on this wall, which will be the wall eventually. And then that's our tack cleaning bucket. That will live on the other side of this wall. Over here, we have the variety of grains that we offer. The ones that are sitting out are the ones we're transitioning out of. And so when those are eaten up, they'll just be gone. So we'll just be left with the tins. And then we've got the buckets that we use. Our medical station, that guy hiding back there is the one that goes to horse shows with us. So we've got medical supplies in there, and then supplies in there as well. Those are our liquids. Supplements, the board. We've got just some hay cubes there, and then treats up top. These are some extra supplements that we're not using in the moment, but just kind of had around. And then every person, so if you have multiple horses, it fits in one bin, but every person gets one box to have some of their medications. So I have the specific supplements I use at horse shows, things like bute and banamine, and robaxin, things that are prescribed to the horse will go in those bins. Other stuff like ulcer guard, for example, will also go in there. So that is our feed room. It looks and feels a little bit cluttered because it is, but that is okay. I am telling myself that is okay, because we will, work through this and kind of workshop it as we kind of get used to it. And then as stuff like these extra grain bags disappear, I think it'll look and feel cleaner as well. Max was able to get some of the other stall boards up and one of the doors built. So this one on the end here. So you got that piece, and then there's the door. Claire was able to stain that for us. And then we'll just need to stain the other side of this door. Max can put that up tomorrow. Hi, Lopi. And then I was able to get this stall completely cleared out of all of our stuff, and this stall completely cleared out of all our stuff, so then we can get mats in those. So I have this stall filled with like fencing supplies and then assorted shovels and stuff, I don't know, over there, and the windows that we need to fix and or put up. That's just there for now. This stall has all kind of like our mechanical equipment. That's not right. This stall has all the construction type equipment, saws and drills and nails and screws and levels and all that stuff. And it also has the rest of the stuff for the stalls, so latches and whatnot are in there. And then this final stall still is our scrap wood, scrap mats, and paint. So yeah, really coming together slowly but surely. We are getting through it. Workshop and stuff as we go, so some things go quick and some things are a little bit slower, but we are slowly getting through it. Tomorrow, I think Max and I are going to focus a lot on getting paddocks done, or at least further along. Where are the lights in here? There we go. And continued on the stall stuff, because by Saturday afternoon, we need to have at least a little bit more of the fencing done. So luckily the way that it's set up, it doesn't all have to be done. Just like the fence line dry lot for that side, as you guys can obviously see what I'm pointing at, but that side, and then finishing the lines that we were working on yesterday for that dry lot. And then we can make do. Horses can go outside, they'll have a place to live, it'll be fine. So as long as we finish those, which we will be able to for sure by Saturday, we'll be set, and then we can work to finish kind of the rest of our fencing idea, and then finish the rest of the stalls. So the 2 horses we're picking up on Saturday will need stalls for Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, and one of them will need Tuesday night. And that's just because on Tuesday and Wednesday, other pasture board horses are coming, and they need to wait for friends before we're comfortable leaving them alone at night. So they'll need 2 stalls. And so the remaining 3 stalls we can kind of take a pause on for the moment, because we are going to be bringing Bella inside once the other pasture board horses get here. So she's going to live in this stall. And then we'll be using that stall for a pasture board horse that needs to have a surgery in early October. And then one of our stalls is reserved for someone who is going to Florida this winter, so there's no rush for that. And then we have one stall that, is open to fill. And then the last stall is going to remain open in case a pasture board horse needs to have a stall rest. And then, so basically we have 2 stalls. We are oversold on pasture board horses from our original plan, but we adjusted it to make it work. And we really have only 2 stalls open, which is a really, really nice feeling. Being able to walk into this endeavor with basically a full boarding facility, and mostly off recommendations of other people and existing clients. So, okay, that is where I'm going to end it for today. I'm exhausted. I'm very glad I pre-made dinner earlier today. And I will see you all tomorrow. Let's see what we can get done. Good morning. Happy Thursday. I think it's Thursday. All this time off I've been taking from work, I have no idea what day it is. I think it's Thursday. Happy Thursday. I made dinner for us this morning, so I was packing away in the fridge, which is great. And now we are out here and we're gonna get started on some fencing. These goobers are so funny. I'm coming out to fill up their water and they're so impatient. Knocked it over. These guys drink like a bucket a day. All right, so we got a good portion of that fencing done earlier this afternoon, and we just got done with breaking for lunch, a very, very late lunch. So now we're gonna head back out. Our mounting block has arrived, so I need to carry that out to the indoor. And I think Max said he was going to go make grain and feed the horses and bring them in. And so after they're done eating, I will start riding. I'm gonna ride Bella first, and then when Claire gets here, I'll ride Trevor, and Max is gonna finish up on the fencing. All right, I just got finished riding Miss Bella, and we were feral, not necessarily fresh, but very feral. Sometimes I tend to take Miss B for granted because I've had her for a very long time, off the top of my head, like, I don't know, 10 plus years. And she is such a rock about so many things, and she's like our little lesson horse now, and I'll put beginners on her and whatnot. But 2.5 weeks off, plus moving to a new facility, plus moving to pasture board, plus adding a new friend, we turn feral, absolutely feral. But she's taken a bunch of deep breaths now, and she's good. So we need to keep working with her. She needs to keep coming in the barn, and I think we'll be moving her into a stall sooner than we thought we were going to. But she's a good girl. She's my good girl. Max is out working on this fencing.
Hey Bella, you feel better?
It is almost 10:30, calling it a night. Let's do a little recap from the day. So, fencing wise, we got that one line in. We're just waiting on the tensioners, which should arrive tomorrow, for the tape at the very end, and then that one can be finished. And then for that paddock, essentially we just have to put out like the waterer, finish weed whacking, put straw in the run-in shed, but that one's basically done, which is great. And then Max was able to get a lot of kind of those half posts out today. There's just a few more he has to do to finish up that task. And then inside, we got a lot of staining done, including starting a first coat on this wall. Claire did that, which was nice. And then we also got those boards leaning up there stained. So what those ones do is they fit the bars, the rebar. So we're out of those boards, so we do have to pick up one more tomorrow. It's these guys. So got a first, and then I did a second coat on those, and I did a few touch-up paints, touch-up stains other places. And then we finished staining this door. We had to do the back side, 2 coats, and then I got another coat on the front. And then and that stall door will go on that one. And then I built this door. That was pretty exciting. So I built him, and I got 2 stains on the front. It will go in this stall, which Max was able to mat. So that's good. And then he got that stall and that stall leveled out, so they just have to be matted. So what we'll need to do is double stain the back side of that door, but I can pause on that because there's no hardware, so I can do that after it's already up. The stuff that we wanted to get stained tonight of kind of these stall boards are things that it's very hard to paint around the hardware and the bars, so we want to get those done first. And then we just need to build one more door for this guy. Where's my camera? For this one, and then the couple boards on the side. But I wasn't able to build that door tonight because we ran out of screws. Taylor's picking more up tomorrow, which will be good. Yeah, so I think that's it. Feels like a lot, but also simultaneously like nothing. But it is a lot. It feels good. Oh, no, that's the hayloft. So there's a hayloft light, and then there's like they call it the sawdust light because it's where they stored sawdust, but this one. And I always hit the wrong one. Okay, so I got that, but I did place an order, and Claire picked them up for me. Muck tubs, brooms, and shovels for this grooming stall, and then for the wash stall in the end when we end up putting that guy together. I got a bunch of other stuff ordered this morning, which should be arriving in the next couple of days, some odds and ends, so that'll be good. But yeah, kicking through it. And it was a productive day. We'll have another one tomorrow. Stay tuned to see what we get done. Hello, happy Friday. I just got finished with my ride on Miss B. She was very, very good today. And my mom is here helping for the weekend. There she is. And Max got a lot of fencing done this morning. So I'm going to finish up with her. I'm probably gonna hose her off. It's a little bit warmer today. And then I'm gonna go get changed and then come back out to the barn to do projects for the night. Mom is here helping. She was able to get stickers off buckets for us, and now she's such a hero. She's putting flags in the field where there are some animal holes so we can run around with stone dust in the gator and fill stuff up. It's 11:45. We're all tired. Let's recap quickly. So, got a lot of staining done on this room and finished the boards. I'm not going to turn the lights on, but Taylor started painting saddle racks and whatnot black. I was able to cut boards to kind of finish off the fronts of the stalls. We need a couple more of the ones that fit. What size is this, Maxie?
2x6.
couple more 2x6s to finish these couple end ones. And we were struggling with a lot of dead batteries today, so I still need to screw up those. Got this door up on its hinges, double stain on the other side. What else? Finished staining some of the boards that the rebar goes into. Finished staining maybe this door. I don't know. This door got hung up. That's nice. And then we started with this one. Battery died. And then Max got mats in on this stall. And then I got the holes for the rebar on this stall started. Bars up on that stall. So these stalls on this side are basically done. We just have to put a latch on this guy, but this side's ready to go. Oh, and we got to put that window in eventually, but that's not a big deal for right now. And then Max got some of the fencing stuff done today, including putting in a gate, finishing the dry lots. He put the tensioners on the tape on the top on a couple of lines. And yeah, so the paddocks are pretty much ready to go to be able to move in kind of the next set of horses, and then Max can work on some of the splits. But we have enough spaces now that we can put everybody outside. So tomorrow we are going to focus on, Max is going to energize the fences, and I'm going to kind of keep kicking in the barn, putting things up. I'm going to build, I cut those boards for this door. So I'm going to finish cutting all the boards for that one, cutting the boards for the end one, and then building them and staining them. So once we have a moment to put those up, we have them ready to go. All right, so that's what we're going to call it. Very long, busy day today. We got a lot done. We'll do it again tomorrow. I almost forgot. Happy Saturday. Let's get to work in the barn. I don't know, it looks just about as good as any of my other cuts.
Where's the square? That's a square, straight cut.
Nice.
Now if we come over here and we...
These look flawless.
They do look good. They
Yeah.
do look good.
Find me a bad cut.
Right here.
No. The problem with that is it's just there's some sawdust on it.
The problem with that is just, it is just the way that it is.
It's just the way that it is.
You're doing great.
Leave me
Stop.
alone.
Take constructive criticism.
I will
I'm trying
absolutely
to help
not.
you.
I will absolutely not.
I know, and then you'll be mad at me like, it doesn't fit. Why is it fitting? It's like, well, it's because I saw you try to measure it, and the measuring tape fell, but you measured it anyway.
Leave me alone. Or I'm going inside and taking a nap.
Yeah, but it's nothing you did, it's the way the bottom is set up. It's pretty level, it's just a little off.
Just like lift it a little bit.
Yeah, but I'd like us to do that with all of them.
Even the bottom one?
Not the bottom one, just this one.
Yeah.
And we'll eat up that difference a little bit over each board.
Guess what time it is? It's recap time.
It's recap.
They're still working on the floor in there. We'll see how far they end up getting tonight. I know Taylor's feeling ambitious. But they got the saddle racks hung and the bridle racks hung. I was able to finish building the rest of the doors. So now each door has stain on both sides and the decorative pieces. So those are all ready to be hung. We also got the holes drilled for each of the rebars for the rest of the stalls, except this last one, because we still need to figure out how we're gonna cut the top since there's a light switch up there. But that can be a later project, but we got the rest of those in. This wall built, which is great. It makes it feel super complete. So built and stained, and then I got my tack cleaning station set up, which I'm pretty happy about. Paid on for that, which looks good. And then my mom brought her fancy label maker, so she labeled some of the med bins that we have down there. Afternoon, we welcome 2 new horses to the farm. So we have Murphy in the stall, he's looking out the window. And here we have little Miss Fern. These 2 horses will be pasture board horses, but their respective group of friends don't come here until Tuesday and Wednesday next week. So they will be stalled horses until then and then integrated into their new groups next week. So we're gonna call it there. A ton done today. It's feeling really good, feeling really put together. These people are judging me. We're going in for pulled pork for a late dinner. Tomorrow I think we're gonna focus on fencing, but we shall see. Happy Sunday. I think I've hit a new level of exhaustion. All right, in the barn, I'm gonna get started on chores. Max is going to work on some fencing and we're gonna see where the day takes us.
Heating compartments beneath the floorboards, secret encoders made only for us. You let your hair
I'm in the camera.
Oh, you're good. I'm gonna crop it.
No, it's okay. I waved at it.
I raised up the door just a smidge so I can get above the mat. It catches still a little on the mats, but I don't care. I think we're gonna end up rebuilding this door anyway because it's old and falling apart. They use screws on the hinges, which was easy enough for me to get out, but then they like very poorly put nails in this one. And when I say they, I don't know if it's the people like we bought the property from or like the myriad of owners beforehand. So it's a very general they, but somebody at some point, and this looks pretty old, but put in with just like nails, and like that one's bent pretty bad. So we might have to take the Sawzall to that. But the door is at least open because what we're gonna be doing is we have a porta potty coming for now until we can figure out the bathroom situation. And he is going to be out here because there's some concrete pads under those weeds there. So at least the bathroom will be somewhat closer to the barn. So I wanted to get this door open so people can get in there without having to go around. And then I can also get this space cleaned and organized and put in some additional storage. So then we can kind of get all that done. Struggling a little bit with storage. Can never have too much in a horse barn. So I need to figure out where to put extra shelves and stuff for now because the feed room is already getting overrun. Yeah, door's done. Done. Door's usable. Okay, I just got finished with the chicken coop. I got it cleaned out, nesting boxes in, water scrubbed, kind of refreshed. So that feels pretty good. And then I got a few kind of odds and ends picked up around the farm. Max is out weed whacking. He finally got out all of the kind of half posts, so those look good. And a bunch of people have been ratting today, which is great. I'm exhausted if you can't tell. But I got these hinges that I think I'm gonna try to install in the bench so that the lid stays up. Max has been working on putting these kind of, what are these cables called, Levy? I want to call them like jumper cables because they like jump fences, but I don't think that's what it is. But anyway, these guys connect existing fences to other ones. So this is just a fence line, but he's been putting them under the gates and whatnot so that all the fences can be electrified. We are just finishing up afternoon chores. Ponies are in, everybody's fed and taken care of, and we're actually gonna call it a night. Everyone was telling me today that I need to go to bed, so I will. I'm going to head inside, have dinner, take a shower, and go to bed early tonight, which will be good. We'll come back out to do a night check before we actually go to bed, but let's do a recap on what we were able to get done today. So I spent the morning doing the stall chores, so picked the stalls, filled waters, gave hay, did all that so that Max could help manage the turnout with the 2 new horses to make sure everyone was chill. And then he did a lot of fencing work today. He got a lot of the kind of back fencing electrified, which is good because Trevor and Lopi kept breaking it down essentially. Not bad, just like they would lean over it and break the fencing. So he got that electrified and he got a bunch of wires in. We had to order, and Claire went and picked up for us, which was nice of her, the like connector cables that kind of go underground between different fence lines. So those are all electrified, which is good. He has a little bit more to do tomorrow to get the existing fencing kind of done up, but like the front paddock we're not so worried about for right now because those mares are great with that fencing, so that's not much of an issue, but he will get to that at some point. I got the coop cleaned out and new bedding in and new nesting boxes and all of that, so they are some happy birds. Barn was busy today. It actually felt like a boarding barn. It was crazy. We had like 4 or 5 people here at the same time. Couple came to ride. One had a lesson with a dressage trainer who actually recommended us another boarder who's coming in November. So that boarder came to watch the lesson and hang out. So it was very busy. It was kind of fun today. I didn't end up riding because I was too tired, but basically everybody else did. If it was a riding horse, they were ridden today except for mine. So that was nice. I forgot to grab it during the recap, but we were able to finish all of the tack rooms. So the flooring is in, the walls are stained, and saddle racks and bridle racks are all hung up. I think we're going to build a few more still. So nice productive day, a crazy productive week. We need to do some fencing tomorrow to be able to have enough workable spaces for the other horses coming in next week. I thought I'd jump in and explain what I mean by workable. So we need enough spaces that when we introduce horses together, they can first meet over a fence. They're not just thrown in together. And then we also need to be able to leave a paddock open so Max can continue some of the splits for later down the road. And then also one of the geldings we have in is a little spicy about mares. So we need to be able to keep the geldings on kind of one side of the property and mares on the other side. So there's a little bit of separation there so nobody gets all riled up. So that's what I mean by workable. We need enough spaces to kind of move horses around appropriately. Batch of 2 on Tuesday, a batch of 2 on Wednesday. And then we can finish up with some stall stuff and other things like wash stall and packing the trailer. So the bits and bobs. But have a good night, everybody. I know I will. I'm going to bed.